Hi guys, welcome to Pitch Hero. Thank you for waiting. As I say, I just wanted to give it a couple more minutes for people to join. So could somebody just tell me that they can hear me and they can see my screen? That would be fantastic if you could. If somebody could just put it in the chat or the Q&A just before I start, just to make sure we're all good. So we'll just let somebody confirm they can hear me and they can see the screen. That'd be great if somebody can. Somebody's popped it in. Let's have a look. Fantastic. Cheers, Chris. Jeremy, thank you very much indeed. Superb. That's great. So let's get underway. Okay, so thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. I appreciate it's not the best time for everybody. What we're going to do today, nice and relaxed, nice and easy. I'm going to go through some slides with you, explain about why it's really, really important to approve your payments online for the coming season or for the season if you've started. Again, this is open to all sports as well. First of all, I'll introduce myself. My name's Dan Ingham. I'm the Senior Account Manager at Pitch Hero, and it's my job to do these webinars, presentations, demos, and look after all you clubs out there as well. So that's my job within the company. Let's get moving then. As I say, we'll go through it as we explain. We're then going to go on to do an actual demo on the site as well to show you how it works. Do appreciate that a lot of you will be at different standards as well. Some will have used Pitch Hero, some won't have used Pitch Hero. We're constantly doing these demos again, so keep a lookout as well for all the different ones that we do. Okay. So first of all, without further ado, sports back. That's the main thing, isn't it? You know, sports back. A lot of what I should put my teeth in. A lot of winter sport is already back. So your rugby, your hockey, football, stuff like that. That's all back. That's great. But it's been almost 18 months, pushing 2 years, I think, isn't it? But for cricket, especially, I know cricket, as I say, has not really had much to rub of the green. It's been disrupted and things like that. But hopefully this year we're going to get a full season, hopefully for the cricket and the summer sports. And as I say, that's going to be great. Okay. What is Pitch Hero? It's a complete club solution. So as it says there, over 14 years we've been serving grassroots sports for over 7,000 clubs throughout the world that use us. We go as far as America, Canada, Argentina, Australia, Austria, Finland, Mexico. We talked to somebody from Mexico just before Christmas. So we are literally all over the world. And again, so many different sports users as well. 85,000 teams, which again is some going. A little bit about Pitch Hero. It was 20 of us work in the Leeds office. It's sort of hybrid working, so that's quite good. I'm sure a lot of people are hybrid working now as well. What's our mission at Pitch Hero? Well, I suppose it's to increase club membership, increase club revenue, improve team performance, and reduce admin. So if we put all that into one place, that's what Pitch Hero wants to do. So we understand, as I say, everybody volunteers, apart from a lot of semi-pro clubs where they're not, but 99% of people that use us are all volunteers. So we appreciate it's done in your own time, it's done in an evening. So we're trying to make as little admin for you guys as we can. And as I say, increase the club revenue, which we'll go on to a little bit later. And again, get your membership database, as I say, higher where it should be as well. At the end of the day, we want you to be volunteer happy. I apologise about that slide. It's not my favourite slide. It looks very cheesy. But as I say, we want you to be happy. As I say, you know, if you're happy doing this, we don't want it to become a chore and tedious. Because as I say, you know, like I mentioned, we are all volunteers. We're open. As I say, Pitch Hero, as I say, the phone lines are not on because, as I say, we are working hybrid, but you can book a call with us. So if you go onto pitchhero.com/demo, you can book a call with us there. You can book demos and things with us. The support team are open, so you can always get in touch with support. I'll go through the email addresses and things at the back. And don't forget as well, we've obviously got the helpline online as well, which we can go through. But again, if you want to book a call with somebody, you want to go through something, there you go. It just shows you what you need to do, book your slot for how long you want it, and then, as I say, take it from there. Okay, so a little bit of an agenda. As I say, we'll probably go to and fro from this. I don't like sticking to agendas too much. I like to sort of go with the flow and see how it goes. So why online payments? While methods need to change, I think that's the big thing as well. You know, we get a lot of people saying, you know, well, so-and-so stood at the bar for the last 30 years collecting it. You know, why do we need to change it? Well, you just sort of answered your own question there, really. How Pitch Hero can obviously can help about getting started. And as I say, we're going to go on to a live demo of the payment system. Then at the end, if you've got any questions or answers, please ask away. In the meantime, while I'm talking again, if you've got any questions and things like that that you need to know, pop them in the Q&A. We'll come to them at the end. And as I said, there'll be a section to go through all that as well. Why online payments? Okay, great question. Increased club revenue. You probably think, well, how is it going to increase club revenue? Now, as you can probably tell, Northern accent, I live in Halifax, been involved in rugby for 35 years, coaching, playing. We've all got those people in that club who can get away without paying, will get away without paying. I know me as a first team coach is nothing worse than somebody says to me, I'll pay my membership or my match fees or whatever it is next week. I write it down on a bit of paper, put it in my pocket. My jeans go in the wash. The wife washes my jeans and I've lost that bit of paper and I can't remember who it was. And they're never going to come forward to you and say, yep, there you go, Dan, I owe you 2 weeks payments. They're never going to tell you that because that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Using this system, once they've been assigned a product, they can't get away without paying it because it stays red within the system, which I will show you. Reduces club admin. Again, so we've all got those people in the club that do an amazing job where currently we use standing orders or direct debits, or they do give us a check or they leave cash behind the bar. So again, someone's got to go through and sign it off, or the standing order got to tick it off once a month to make sure it's being paid. Again, this is all done at a touch of a button. And as I say, you can see this all the time. Open 24/7 because it's digital, it's online. You can set somebody a payment, they get the request sent through to them. And again, if they work nights, they might say on the break, middle of the night, right, I'm going to pay my membership now. Again, it's open 24. Automatically records it for you. So it's all in the system. You can see who's paid for them, whatever you want to do. It's all there. One thing to bear in mind as well, all the information in the payment, online payments is exportable. So again, if you're using things like Sage, QuickBooks, things like that, you can do it at what's known as a CSV or an Excel download onto that spreadsheet. And again, you can then import it into whichever software you're using for the end of the season. Create recurring payments. So again, you might want to give them options to pay by 4 direct debits, 5. You may say, right, well, do you know what? It's going to be £10 a month for our club, and that's going to be ongoing every 12 months. So it continually rolls as well. Transparency as well. So again, there's no hiding it. You know, people say, well, where's the money gone for that? What's happened here? Again, it's all in the open and you can see. Why all methods need to change. Now, the biggest thing we always get with clubs, and again, you know, it's older members just won't do it. No, I've always paid by cash. I've always given a check. I've always done it this way. Appreciate that, but things need to change. You know, I'm sure banks are going to get rid of checks eventually. And again, you know, collecting cash, probably not what we should be doing in this day and age. I think if COVID's taught us all, it's obviously to be a little bit smarter, work smarter, do things smarter as well, you know. So I think that's obviously told us it's too expensive. Oh no, I don't want to pay any transaction fees. I don't want to do this. No, it's fine. No, we're not going to pay this. But what people don't realise, like I've mentioned as well, once you start collecting, you can only collect 1 or 2 payments of people that never paid, pays for the transaction fees in itself. And again, you've got a smart online system. Again, I don't trust banks. Yeah, what's going to happen? No, we just like to know how much cash we've paid in. We've heard it all. We really have. The bottom one that I love, which is one of my favourites, again, you know, they say Bob. I always call them the Derek. So yeah, Derek stood at the bar for the last 20 years, collecting match fees and collecting membership payments. Derek's now 75. He's probably absolutely sick to death with doing it. But again, clubs, oh yeah, he likes doing it. He likes standing there for 4 hours on a Saturday, collecting people's payments. I'm sure if you actually asked him, he probably doesn't. So again, you know, it's something to think about as well. You know, how we're doing this, what we're doing. Mentioned before, again, obviously cash should no longer be handled. Getting started, dead easy to do. Again, I'm going to show you this when we go into the demo. Connect to your club bank account. Now, one of the main questions we always get asked, well, we have a bank account for the ladies, we have one for the senior men's, we have one for the Colts and one for the kids. No problem at all. As long as the club is connected to as long as the bank account's connected to the club, you can have as many accounts as you want. It's not a problem at all. So again, when you set it up, it says there, create a product. So you set up a product, for instance, says it's senior membership, it's £100 a season. Again, you connect it to the senior bank account. You might do one for the ladies. Yep. They only pay £80 because they don't play as many games or whatever it may be. Again, connect to the ladies' bank account. I'm sure you're getting this, like the picture again, and to the children's, the Colts or whatever it may be. It does work around your membership as well, which we'll touch on as well. So everything within Pitch Hero works around membership, which we will touch on. Again, there's a mistake there, or send payment. So I should have checked this. I apologize. But yeah, send payment prompt. So again, when you're in the system, if somebody hasn't paid, for instance, you can send them a prompt. What happens within Pitch Hero is everything is around the membership database, as we've mentioned, which we will talk about. But Pitch Hero has two apps. We have the manager app for everybody who's in charge or got a position of authority within the club. So whether it be a coach, a captain, a manager, somebody who runs that team, whatever it may be, they've all got the manager app. Again, stuff can be sent from there. Everybody else within the club needs to have the club app. And the reason for this, what happens is when they're assigned a payment or a match fee or whatever that may be, they're sent what's known as a push notification. You probably all get them now from BBC News, Sky Sports News, whatever it may be. You've all seen them flash up on your phone, the push notifications. It's the same with Pitch Hero. So you send a prompt out to somebody, they get a push notification on the club app to say, so-and-so sent you a message from the club, please go in and have a read. If they don't read that push notification within 2 hours, you may be busy at work, whatever it may be, you then get sent an email to say you've got a message from the club, log into your app just to have a look at it. That message will then say, you've been sent a payment request, could you go in and pay it? They can then go into the club app, and again, they can just, as I say, if they've got Apple Pay and things like that, they can pay via Apple, or if it's direct debit, again, they can just set up the direct debit by putting your details in. And again, watch as the money comes pouring in. It really will, as I say, make a massive difference to you. And again, gymnast, I'd like to say when I was younger, I could do that. I don't think I could ever do that. But as I say, at the end of it, as I say, he's here to have a great season and really concentrate on, as I say, playing sport rather than looking and getting stuck with all the admin and things like that. Okay. So I'm just going to come out of there. And what I'm going to do now, as I say, I'm just going to go into what's known as Pitch Hero Cricket Club. Now, Pitch Hero Cricket Club is a training site that we use. So again, you should all be able to see this. Okay, so what do we do? Let's talk about membership first of all. So everything within Pitch Hero, as I mentioned, works around the membership database. Don't worry about where I'm clicking if you're new to Pitch Hero, because if you do decide to come to us, we can help you, we can train you. For those that are currently using Pitch Hero, I'm sure you're well aware of this dashboard. Okay, so we need to look at the membership dashboard just quickly. As I say, there will be training sessions on this, but I just want to touch on it just briefly. So if I go into the membership database, again, this is a training site, so all the information, as I say, is not factual, as I say, so numbers obviously slightly out. But I can see here within the training system, these are all the people that are in there at the moment. So if you have a junior set up, we advise them, well, first of all, the British law states anybody 14 and below is not allowed a registered account with a sports club. It's the same for Pitch Hero, but what we say, 98% of our clubs don't let them have their own registered accounts till like 16, 17. Sole reason is kids forget to tell the parents. And again, if you send a payment request through, how many 15, 16-year-olds do you know that are going to pay the membership? Bank and mom and dad again, isn't it? That's going to pay it. So what happens is mom or dad would register. They then register their child against a name. They then confirm their email address. Or if it's a senior, they register, as I say, they then confirm the email address. Confirming the email address is very, very important. So as I mentioned before, send a push notification out. They don't read it for whatever reason, they're busy at work. Once they don't read that, after 2 hours, an email is then sent to the email address. So that's why it's important to set up and confirm your email address as well. If somebody sends a payment request to a child, would automatically bypass the child, and it would go to mom or to dad, whoever the guardian is for that child as well. So again, it's also covering you from a safeguarding point of view as well. So as I say, it does all work around the membership database. I did a membership database webinar last week. If anybody wants a copy, get in touch with us and we can send that out to you. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so getting started, what do we do? Your membership's in there, you think to yourself, right, I now want to go online and do my payments. Super. So first thing to do, left-hand side, as I say, don't worry about where I'm clicking. We go into payment tools and we then go into payment providers. Now, Pitch Hero use two external companies here, because as you probably guessed, we're not a bank, so we have to use payment providers. The first one is Go Cardless. So Go Cardless is instant payment and a direct debit system. There's a bit of a misconception with Go Cardless, because as soon as you say direct debit, people think it has to be multiple payments. It doesn't have to be multiple payments at all. It can be a one-off payment as an instant payment, an instant transfer, or it can be a direct debit as a one-off, or it may be on continuously rolling for 12 months, or again, it can just keep going for as many as you want. You can set them up, which we'll go into and show you as well. We use Stripe. Stripe is a credit card, debit card, and Apple Pay system. So again, Stripe has to be used for match fees. Go Cardless can't be used for match fees. For all other payment requests like membership, things like that, you can choose which one you do. Now, there is a slight difference on transaction fees, which will obviously, I'll go through now with you, but it all depends. If you was on the middle package with Pitch Hero, depending again how you set up, because if you set up as a cask, for instance, or a non-profit or a charity, on Go Cardless, it'd be 2.65% per transaction plus 15 pence. If you're not set up like that, it goes to 2.9% plus 20 pence per transaction. If you're on Stripe on the middle package, which is the elite package, that's 3.3% per transaction and plus 20 pence. Now, again, if you think about, as I say, so if you look, for instance, on the Stripe, the 3.3 and 20 pence, on a £10 payment, you're looking at around 53p, I think it is. Again, you've only got to think about the payments, again, that you're going to collect through this, people getting away. One person, again, it's going to pay for a transaction fee straight away. But again, it gives you all the different features and things that I'm going to show you now again. We can go through obviously the rates and stuff as well at the end, if anyone's got any questions on them. So this is what you do. You come in and you decide, for instance, right, we want to use Go Cardless, we want to use Stripe. And again, this is where you'll set up all your different payment providers for all the different sections of the club. In here, nice and easy. There's a fee calculator there, for instance, if you wanted to do. But if I just click Add Provider, thing to bear in mind, everything within green is Add within Pitch Hero. So if I click Add a Provider, I can add another Go Cardless account. For instance, here where we can see the code, I can change that and put Senior's account in, whichever it may be. So we set up the actual product here. The payment provider. What we now do, we now go into a section and we're going to look at products. So I'm going to click into products. Again, you'll see, because it's a training site, you'll see other ones that I've already created and things like this. But this is where you set up your products. Now, anything that's got a monetary value in your club, you can sell. So I'll come on to some of these I've already done, but we're going to set up one now and just show you how easy it is. Again, anything in green is add a new product. Really, really straightforward to do. So it now says, which of these best describes your product? So membership, tickets, you could be selling tickets for a ball or a barbecue or whatever you want to do. You could be going on tour at the end of the season. And what you've decided to do is collect £50 per month off each parent. And as I say, so when it comes to the end of the season, you can just take the money out and you can pay for the transportation, the hotels, wherever you're going on tour. You can do fundraising, sponsorship. You can sell merchandise and teamwear. So again, if you haven't got your own club shop with a provider, you want to sell your own because you've got a stock, again, you can go through and you can sell all that different things as well. So I'm going to click onto membership here because this is what we're going to do. Click onto membership. So there is a video that we've put together to show you. But again, just going to go through this. We don't need to see the video because you've got me. Okay, so we're going to click next. So basically, when you're setting up products, it is a yes or no answer, basically. So again, does your product have different pricing structures? So you can set up, for instance, one product that is for annual membership. So it might be, for instance, seniors is £150, juniors is £100, and the toddlers, whatever it may be, the under is it 6s and below? Again, it's all different in spot. That might just be £50. So basically, what you can do, you can assign a product to everybody. They then go in, as I say, and pick the one that best suits them. Okay, so for this one, we're going to say, does it have different pricing structures? No. So we're going to collect no. It now says, is there more than one way to pay for your product? So do you want to pay for it annually or monthly? Or do you just want to pay it annually? So it's completely up to yourself. So we're going to say here, yes, we do. So what's the product called? So I'm going to call this, for instance, tell what we'll do. We'll call it March Special. And you watch it. Normally when I'm doing these, I mistype. I haven't. This is called a March Special. So again, it's like an early bird. It's a March Special. Okay. So what's your first payment option called? Okay. So I'm just going to call this annual membership. Okay. Is it for individual or for a family or a group? So again, you can do it on here for family if you wanted to do. So what that basically means is you set it up. So if it's a family product, it will ask you, who is this product for? So again, you can say it's for so-and-so and so-and-so, and you tag the people in the system who it's for when they buy it. But this one's just going to be for individual. Now, how would you like members to pay for their annual members option? So again, it can be a one-off payment, it can be installments, or it can be a subscription. A subscription is one that continuously moves, and as I say, just keeps going forever and ever. Installments, you can choose if you want it to be every quarter, every month, every bi-monthly. You choose on what you want to do. But for this, we're going to say it's going to be a one-off payment. So for argument's sake, this is going to be £150. Okay. So I can say now annual membership is a one-off payment of £150. But because we understand £150 can be a lot of money for people, we're going to give them another option. So I can go here, for instance, add another option, and I'm going to put here monthly one, I'm going to call it. Next. So again, it's an individual. How do we want to pay it? And I'm going to say it's going to be in installments. So it now asks me weekly, monthly, or customize. Well, I'm going to customize this. So I want this to be paid every month like this. Okay, total cost is £150. Now, as you can see underneath, again, you can include an initial payment if you want to do, completely up to yourself. Or I can say, right, well, this is going to be £75 for 2 installments. So I click next. It says when it catches him up. So it now says, do you want to set it up on a specified date or on the date purchase? Well, I'm going to say, because it's an early bird, I'm going to do a special date. So I'm going to say this is going to come out on the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. Oops. I'm going to basically say there. There we go. So it's going to come out, first payment will come out the 1st of April, second payment will come out on the 1st of May. Next. Okay, so again, if I wanted to add another one, again, add another option. So I could say, yeah, another option, what's this called? And I'm going to say, for instance, monthly 2. Okay, helps me, I could spell. There you go. Next. Again, individual, installments. We're going to do that. So it's going to be every 1 is every month, every 2 is every 2 months, 3 is every quarter, and so on. Total cost is £150. Next. So let me look here. So I'm then going to give them an option to do 4 installments of £37.50. Again, we click next. Specified date, as we said before, 01/04/2022. So again, it'll come out 1st of April, May, June, July, for instance. Okay, so that's what we're going to now do. Okay, next. Now, this is what we talked about before. How do we want them to pay it? Well, for this situation, we can pay on card. It'll just take the money off the card every month if that's what you want, or we're going to use it on Go Cardless. So I'm going to go Cardless. Would you like to add a description? So I'm just going to put, for instance, here, early bird. Okay, next. Again, I could upload an image if I want to do. Don't want to do, skip. And finally, who is your product available for? So this is quite key. So all members can purchase, means they can go into your website and purchase it. Only assigned members can purchase. That's who you've assigned a product to. So this was set up and designed. If you've got someone low income or a single parent that you've offered them a 50% discount, again, once you assign them the product, nobody else in the club can see it. So obviously it's only a select few at the club who know and obviously that person on low income or single parent. And again, unavailable to purchase is what people do when they're setting up 5 or 6 different products. They set them to unavailable and nobody can go into purchase. Something to remember, once you set up a product, you can't edit it. So once somebody buys a product you've set up, you can't edit it. So again, if you don't want nobody to buy, you're not sure it's right, set it to unavailable to purchase. Again, so I'm going to select it so all members can purchase it. So I can see there, product details, membership, what it's called, early bird, and again, all my installments there. So I'm now going to go create my product. Okay, I've now created my product. So what you can do if you wanted to do, say if this was merchandise and you wanted to know, or it came with a free t-shirt, you can add a payment form in there. Again, go into here, add a custom field, and you might want to say, for instance, what size t-shirt do you want? So there you go. Or what days would you like your child to attend? So again, we can say, what size t-shirt do you want? And again, summary is t-shirts. Then you decide, do I want a drop-down menu, radio, or just put like a single line in. For this, I'm going to do a drop-down menu. So I'm just going to put, for instance, here, small, add, oops. There we go, blah, blah, blah. Again, new one we're going to do here, medium. So again, you get as it is, you get what's going to go on here. And I now add that field, okay, and I now save that. So when somebody goes in to buy the product, because to get a free t-shirt, as soon as they buy it, it will ask them what size t-shirt you want as well, okay. What I can do now, if I go back into assignments here within the product, this is what we're saying why it's really key about the membership. So if I go into here to assign members, it now asks me, who do I want to pay for this product? So I can filter by roles, I can filter by teams, I can filter by group. So I can go, right, I just want this to be, for instance, club members, players, coaches, whichever it may be. I can filter by any particular team. So again, I could just, for instance, filter by the first, second, and third team or the juniors, filter by groups again. So as again, you can see Monday night, for instance, and key contacts. I can do all that. Or if I wanted to send it to everybody, I click the button there. Or in this situation, I'm going to send it to Joe. Joe manages our support team. Dan's our ops manager. So again, I'm going to send it to them now. Send it to James as well. And all I'm going to do now is create 3 assignments. What now happens is they get a push notification through to their club app to say, you've been assigned to pay your membership. Can you now go in and pay it? They can go into their club app. And as I say, they just go in to pay it as well. So now they're going to get a push notification. But you can see here, it's red. It's not paid. So again, until they actually pay that, it's going to stay green. For argument's sake, Joe's obviously, he's not into all this. And he said, no, here's my check on my cash still. Not a problem. Still assigning the product. I then go in here, for instance, and I click add a manual payment. Again, was it cash, bank transfer, or check? I can put notes in if I want, completely up to you as a club. And if I just click add, and you will now see that's now gone green. So it tells me there the date it was paid for, and paid by. So again, if it was a family product, it might say paid by John Smith for John Smith Jr., Joanne Smith Jr., whoever it may be, it would tell. And again, you'd see the revenue and the paid and things there within here. Now, as I mentioned before, all the reports and things it gives you, if I go into the dashboard here in the shop and payments, this gives you as a treasurer a bit of an overview. So I can see here in the last 30 days, we had £716 come into the club over 7 transactions. I can filter by the year to date, the last 6 months, whatever it may be. You can look at that. Tells me here the assignments, who's paid, who's not yet paid. Again, bear in mind it's a training site, so these obviously are slightly a lot higher than they should be. But again, you can see all the information there. If I scroll down, again, it tells me, for instance, who's paid what and who they bought. So there you go. I bought some ball tickets the other day. I think that was last Friday, was it? I bought some ball tickets, for instance. Again, so you know, again, who's paid and what it's for as well. I can look at the transactions. So again, if I want to look at the transactions, I can do. They're all here. This gives me all the transactions that's happened. Now, the good thing about this, I can filter it by product. I can filter it by team if I wanted to do. But as you see there, it says export results. So I can now filter by exporting results into a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet. You can then, as I say, take that out of your Excel spreadsheet, put it into your software for you, and all the information that you need is there. As I mentioned before, they can go into the club app, or what they can do again, if I just scroll down here, if I go into Pitch Hero's website here, you can see here in the shop, this is where it says everybody can available to buy it. So again, they have to be club members and registered to buy your products. If I go into the shop, for instance, I can see, for instance, there, the early bird special, or I can view them all here. So where's the one I've just done? There you go, the March special. So they can go into the March special, click it in there, and there you go. So I can now decide what I want to do. Do I want to pay for it annually? Do I want to pay for it monthly? Do I want to pay for it over like different months again? What I'm just going to do just quickly, now hopefully this will work. So this is my mobile phone, for instance, here. So if I go into the club app here, obviously the messages and things would come into there. So again, you can see Dan sent me through there about my membership's due. But again, if I now go into here, I can go into the club shop on the app. And again, it says there what you've been asked to buy, so you can go into it. I can go into membership there. If I scroll down, I can see the March special. So if I click the March special, again, brings it up how I want to do it. They can all pay for it and go into it through the club app as well. So it really is that straightforward and that easy to do as well. Another way I mentioned, like DG there sent me that. If I go into Dan's message there, for instance, he's asked me to pay some membership today. So again, I can look at that, for instance, and it tells me, there you go, March special, there you go. So you can look at it. There's two ways, as I say, you can go into it. And as I say, it's really, really sort of straightforward to do through the app as well. All the information, as I say, is all transportable. It's all in there as well. So let me just come back and go back into the training site where we were. Also, what you can do match fees. Now, we do separate webinar on match fees, but again, that's all worked, as I say, into this, where you can do your match fees as well. So again, if I go into teams just quickly here, for instance, I go into the men's first team. You set up your match fees, which again, I'd show you on this, but you go into the actual fixture, for instance. So I can go into this one here, for instance. If I go into match fees, what happens is exactly the same again. You choose your product, again, what they want to pay, you send it out, they all get a push notification to say your match fees are now due. Again, this is through Stripe, so it comes through on the app, and again, they can pay. We already see that Maisie's paid hers already, and again, these people haven't paid. But that, as I say, that webinar we did a couple of weeks ago, we'll be redoing that as well, but we can get you a copy again for that. One thing I'll touch on as well, which you can do as well, so if I go back into shop and payments here into the products, what I can do, you're thinking, right, okay, I can set them up. Once they've been set up, the good thing about it is you can see here, summer special clone. So as I mentioned before, once somebody's paid for the product, you can no longer edit it. So you realize you've done something wrong and you think, all right, how do I do? I can't remember how to do it. Dead easy again. If I go down here into the March special, I click, for instance, the three dots there. What I can now do is clone the product. And at this point, I can change it from Go Cardless to Stripe. I can put next year's date in if that's what it is. I can change anything I want to do in here. And again, all I would do then at the bottom is just create the product again. So what will happen again, I won't clone this one, but what will happen again, as you can see in the products there, it will say at the side, summer special clone, for instance. Once they've been paid, for instance, nice and easy. So if I want to go into this one here, the summer special, that's been paid, that's last year's. All I need to do is click archive. I've lost where archive is. There you go. Click archive, and that's now disappeared. Hasn't disappeared from your system because, again, when you go into the filters and stuff like this, you can click there, and again, all your archive products will come straight back, and you can see all the information. So again, it's just there, as I say, to go through membership, make sure everyone's registered in your club, set up a payment provider, Then again, as I say, set it all up, assign the people to go in. They can pay it all through the club app, and it just makes your life so much easier and straightforward. So really, that is it for the payment side of things. Really easy, really straightforward to do. If you're not using it already, we can teach you, we can go through, or again, if you are, we can look after you. So if anyone's got any questions or answers, if they want to go into the Q&A section, start typing them in, and obviously I'll answer them. And as I say, I'm just going to have a quick drink. I see we've got something else in the chat. So I'm just going to have a quick drink, then as I say, I'll get them in. So if you want to start typing away. Jeremy's mentioned here, is there a tiered structure of admin rights? Jeremy, great question. Yes. So what you can do, you can give coaches, captains and things what's known as team admin rights. So they've just got rights for that team. Those rights enable them to do request payments and things like that. They can't set up payments. Only a webmaster and things can do stuff like that. So again, they can send the prompts out and stuff like that for match fees, but regarding actually doing payments and things like that, if they've just got admin access, they can't do it. What you need to do with the full payments is webmaster access. So that is somebody that's got all the different access to everything that's on the system. That tends to be the membership secretary, the treasurer, somebody else like that, because a lot of clubs don't like everybody to see the payments and what's going on. So again, that's what you would need. The term direct debit is off-putting people. Yeah, as we mentioned, Jeremy, again, it really is off-putting. I understand and I get that completely. It isn't, no. Go cardless who are fully aware of that. But as I say, they've just launched a quick payment, what's known as instant pay. So they can do that as well. I think they're going to have a massive push on that as well. But you can use that. But yeah, you're right. It is, as I say, it's like everyone sees the word direct debit and thinks, oh, it's got to be 5 payments and more and stuff. It doesn't at all. But yeah, you're right. So let's go on to the Q&A. Scott said to me, do you have to have the paid version to collect payments? No, Scott, you don't indeed. The only thing I will say to you is, though, your transaction fees, if you're not on the paid one, will go up by a full 1%. So if you're on the free package, if it's just one team and things like that, on the Stripe, you go up to 4.3% plus 20p. And again, if you're a charity and things, you go down, you go up to 3.6 plus the 15p. If you go up to the top package, which is the ultimate, it drops down by a full 1% as well. So again, if you're on ultimate, you'd pay 1.65% or you pay 2.3% on Stripe. So again, as you can see, it is slightly tiered there as well. Hopefully that answered. Any more questions, as I say, there for me? As I say, I'll give you all a couple of minutes just to sort of let them all come in. I don't ever know if this is a good thing or a bad thing when I'm not getting questions. I'd like to think it's a good thing and that I've sort of answered everybody's questions. There will be a recording sent out of this as well. So if it's something that you're interested in, but you're not sure if your club would be, or you've got to run it past a couple of people, give them the recording. What we can also do as well, we can do a sort of presentation. Again, if you want to get 4 or 5 people from your club in key positions saying, yeah, this is benefit us, we can do, as I say, a personal sort of Google Hangout where I can share my screen, go through it. And again, people can just start asking me questions as well. There's somebody put something in. Jeremy said here, how do you deal with one-off life membership? I'm not sure what you mean there, as in like they make a one-off payment. Okay, so yeah, if they make a one-off payment, the thing you basically do is you don't tag them in the next year's payment. So you can say, for instance, you could set up life membership product within there, which can just constantly be in there. And you can say, right, it's a £500 life membership for whatever it may be. They pay that. And as I say, where you can see my products and stuff here on the screen as well, you would just leave that there. So again, you can see who's paid those as well. Hopefully that answered for you there. Just give you another minute or so, see if anything else comes in. As I mentioned before as well, don't forget, if you go to pitchhero.com, there's all the demos and stuff like that. You can book, as I say, a demo for yourself. There is a Pitch Hero Help Centre that works on keywords as well. So if you go into pitchhero.com and go into the Help Centre, if you want to say set up payment, It will bring up everything that's relevant to those keywords that you've used, and it will then give you a step-by-step guide of how to do things by saying, press this and press that. We've also got the support team that can answer anything technical again for you. They can only be contacted via email at the moment. That's support@pitchhero.com. Nice, easy one. So if you email them, they will come back to you as well. That's Joe, Danielle, and Will who are running that team at the moment. Joe's the manager. I'm sure a few have probably already dealt with that team as well. But it looks like, as I say, we've got no more questions coming in with nothing else. So everybody seems happy. As I say, thank you very much indeed for joining us. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. But stay safe. Thank you very much indeed. And no doubt we'll speak very soon indeed. Thank you.